Yo, it's the Land Assassin. What's up? What's happening? I guess we're gonna try it again, guys. Now I do have to wait until my fish finder decides that it wants to know where it's at. What up, my dudes? It is Monday. Now hopefully we don't have a Garfield Monday and we just have a regular Monday. Cuba Tater. Grandmaster, what up? All right. Seems like our fish finder has figured itself out. Unlimited, what's happening, dog? Now we're just waiting for our charts to load. All right, it seems like everything is in order. Motor's warm. What's happening? Maybe this wasn't a good place to go, but whatever. All right, guys, we hope to get off the water probably about 1-ish, probably. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see what the fish tell us, but that's the game plan. Because, you know, adulting and stupid stuff. So what up, homies? I welcome you to a Monday. Boop. Boop. Ah, we got a mega bass on. Oh, whatever. We'll just throw that. All right, first cast. Let's see what we got out here. Arrow, what's up? This is an island that we come to every so often. Seemed like last year in the cold, this was a decent place to catch a fish or two. There's a little bit of grass out here. Arrow, we are definitely just started. This seems like a decent spot to spot lock. Yesterday, these guys I had to leave it there for a second. And then they decided, oh, that looks scrumptious. FYI, Creel, this is Manhook Megabass. That's because Wussy Hook Megabass doesn't, or it floats. Why didn't you guys tell me I look like I got some kind of, like I got dreads or something, bro? Up high. My hair in a bun or something. Well, I thought it was feeling cold over here. My zipper's down right here. My hip was getting a little cold. I just realized the moderator did not feed me anything at all. It's like you gotta earn food at my house. Dang. It's a rough life. What do we have here? Do we have grass or a bass? We've got ourselves a bass. So, with this guy, now 1 o'clock is looking a lot better. 1 o'clock is looking very feasible now, boys and girls. This is not a giant, but this is the fish that keeps the streak alive. So to us, this fish is a giant. Because this little guy right here has released us from having to fish for multiple hours in the cold. Thank the good Lord for that fish right there. Got stuck on my glove. They like to do that. It makes me feel like they don't want to leave me. But yes, guys, thank the good Lord that fish continues the streak. That is 30 times 6 plus 20-some number of days of consecutive non-zeros. We are free. I saw a fish pull up, anchor with double engines attached. A ship, sorry. I think I said a fish. So there it is, guys. Dude, for some reason I got this little poofy, like, head thing going on here. Anyways, as long as I'm warm. Grandmaster, what up? What's with the dollar bills out there, bro? Bros, there's this online tournament going on. Now, it is not like the other one that we had entered. That other one was, it was like a tag tournament and all kinds of other stuff, right? This one, and I don't know what happened to that one. This one is, it's called Wade In. I have how to do anything in that tournament. It just says you gotta download the app. All right, so I downloaded it. Wade In. Okay, cool. And then it says, all right, take a picture. It says, weigh your fish and take a picture of your fish. What is that? What does that mean? And it says, first place gets $1,500. Second place gets $500. And then there's this drawing to have a couple nights stay here, and which is weird because if I'm in this tournament, maybe this tournament isn't just located on Guntersville. Maybe it's open to all lakes. I have no idea. But if you get drawn, you get like 2 nights stay at somewhere. But if I already live here, why do I need the 2 night stay? And then you get to get a free guide trip or something like that. Double engine boat. Oh, that's baller stuff. Yo, what up, Mitch? How was the cruise? So yeah, I don't know what the rules are of this tournament, but that's what it said. It was like, weigh it and take a picture of your fish and enter it. But it doesn't say biggest fish wins, or it doesn't say like biggest 5. It doesn't say anything but that. And that is very confusing. Now it says paid entries only. It's like $50 to register for this, I don't know, app or whatever the case is. Who knows? But there's no information there. The other one had information, like it was something the bank, maybe crank the bank. That one had information. It said, hey man, weigh them, do this, do that. Measure them, do this, do that. And these are the rules and all this other stuff. This other one is very informationless. I don't know. I don't know how to play. I do know how to pay, but I will not pay unless I know how to play. Doesn't make any sense to. But I will have to have a mic off moment, guys. The cold makes micing off more and more necessary. The cruise was very good. Water was a little choppy. Yo, Matthew, appreciate that, dog. Enjoyed boat life for a week. All right, let me have my mic off moment real quick. All right, so I think that plane that just went over probably got themselves a free peak, which I'm gonna have to get that tail number and charge them, because that was unexpected. But all right, guys, we are back. And Matthew, hopefully you have a good day, whatever you up to today, dog. Hopefully. Now that we are back, we caught ourselves that little Juan right there. Oh, we never even sang the jam, dogs. My bad, dudes. Now, I think my mind was mainly focused on that mic off moment because, bros, it was necessary. So here we go. This is the streak that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. Some people started watching it not knowing what it was, and they'll continue watching it forever just because this is a streak that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. Some people started watching it not knowing what it was, and they'll continue watching it forever just because this is a streak that never ends. All right, guys. Thank the good Lord that the streak, it still lives on. So we have caught ourselves one little Juan. I think as we work this bank. Right now, I'm on the point of this little island right here. I am in 10 feet. There is some grass out there, so that's good. And I'm just gonna work my way around this island. Here, there's a steep drop on the right side. But as you get closer to the island, the drop is more dramatic. Drastic. Whatever word you want to use to describe the depth change. Oh, there are no rules against the amount or the pound test line that you can use. Bro, so would you look at these private jets coming in? There must be some big money moves happening here in Guntersville this morning. Big money moves. Let me just hop on my jet and head down to Guntersville, catch a couple bass, and then come back to the warmth. Yeah, so there are no pound test limitations when it comes to fishing tournaments. Chico, what's happening? Morning. Welcome to the Rodcast. Our resident greeter is not here right now, but just know you are welcomed here, my friend. We have caught one little Juan, and that was enough to keep the streak alive, guys. So we will continue to cruise. Water temp is 55 degrees. Air temp is probably 40 some degrees. I may not have landed that fish if I didn't have those man hooks. We're gonna creep just a little bit. So it is Monday. Anybody see that that skins catch? That was a good catch, guys. I don't even like the skins. I like the boys. And that sounded a little weird, but I meant the Cowboys. So let's take that back. What tune are you talking about, Arrow? We busted it out. It was a little delayed, but we did bust out the streak gem. All right, guys, we are in 10 feet. There's a little bit of grass here. Now we're starting to get into some floating eelgrass. This is floating eelgrass mixed with some other grass. As long as it stays right there. Has a couple, looks like cormorant feathers in there. As long as they stay right there and they don't really multiply, then I think we're gonna be all right. We are throwing a Megabass Vision 110 jerkbait. We did modify the hooks. We went from what we call wussy Megabass hooks to man hooks, which could basically be any hook other than the Megabass hooks, because they are not the strongest hooks. Oh, he has arrived. Chico, if you are still here, our neighborhood greeter, the Rodcast greeter, Snizook has finally made his presence known. We're now in about 8 feet of water. Guys, do not forget about that subscriber giveaway. That happens this Friday at 5 p.m. Central. At 5 p.m. Central. You make turkey soup, bro. That is not a good excuse to not go fishing. What's the deal, Snizook? Do I not inspire the need to go fishing? Do you think I wanted to call in? I did, bro. I wanted to call in and be all like, yo, it's cold. I mean, I don't think I'm going to go fishing. There's ice on the boat. I wanted to call in, bro. But yet, here I stand before you. Come on, Snizook. I don't know what a nightbot is, bro. It's a little windy. It's a little windy, huh? Okay. I didn't know we could call in because the wind was blowing. But, all right, now that I know that. All right, guys, if you guys see me and I'm not out on the water, that's because it's a little windy. A little windy, huh? Errol, what is this Nightbot? What is this Nightbot that you speak of? Because I don't know of a Nightbot. It's actually windy somewhere on this lake right now, but apparently here is not where that is. So I'm a crutch for you, bro. I'm ruining your life because you're like, well, if I don't go fishing, this dude will be fishing, so I'll just go watch him fish, and then technically I might be fishing. Well, I don't know if that counts, dude. I think I'm gonna throw a worm in there. Surprisingly, there is some grass down there. I'm gonna go to where there is no grass, then I'm gonna cast to where there is grass. And then we're gonna see what's up. Okay, we're in about 12 feet now. The grass is mostly gone. I see fish kind of positioned right where that grass line is. Ah, Unlimited was counting it. Okay, so Errol says that Nightbot, I think, is like your own personal Google weather. Oh, this has now become a cooking show. Cooking with Snozook. Today we will be making a turkey soup with a turkey that we made yesterday and sent in to the channel. And it was graciously displayed. Come on, baby. I know you fools are down there. It's very, very calm out here. Odd. The last few days, it has not been calm. It has been somewhat chaotic. Unlimited, you don't do soup? Is that what you just wrote right there? That's interesting. Unlimited does not do soup. You see, guys, we learn a little bit about each other while we're out here. Unlimited doesn't do soup. I'm assuming that means that he now, we've had this discussion before, but I think soup is more liquidy than stew. Unlimited, have you ever eaten menudo? I'm assuming that Unlimited said that said that no to eating menudo. There's a bit of slime, grass, whatever you want to call it, on that hook. Okay. I have been throwing this Mag Dizzy on a tiny hook, and the hook every now and then comes out. All right, so Zook said he sent... I don't know if he sent me he better not have sent me a picture of menudo. Interesting. I just received a tidbit of information. Yeah, what's up? Okay, so he's heard about it, seen about it, but not bees about it. Unlimited is not a menudo man. I'm currently throwing a Mag Dizzy out here, attempting to get to the edge of the grass. We have caught one fish. It was a little one. We sang about it, and then we tossed him back in the water. Well, technically, we tossed him back in the water and then sang about it. We are in 12 feet of water. Yeah, caught himself a good one. That hook, I'm gonna have to do something about it, bro, because that hook keeps coming out. And I'm sure we're exposing ourselves when the hook comes out and then the fish are like, that's interesting. I've never seen a worm cruising around here with a pointy thing coming out of it. I could throw that swim bait or a jig head minnow through here. Both good options. I'll probably start off with the jig head minnow. Since it's nice and calm here. When it's windy, I have a hard time, at least when the wind is blowing not directly at me, I have a hard time getting my jig head minnow to stay at the depth that or attempt to stay at the depth that I want it. Because the wind is blowing my line. That jig head minnow is only on potentially a 1/4 ounce or less of a jig head. Yo, what up, Matt? We only got one to bite so far. Do I need glasses? What are you talking about, Snizook? Did I misread something? Why the glasses? I have sunglasses, bro, but in these temperatures, and with this mask on, which I think I could take off right now because there's no wind. All right. With these temperatures and this mask on, it tends to fog up my glasses. When it's warmer, not a big deal. But when it's cool, dude, it's weird. It's almost warm right here. I'm telling you, bro, I got glasses. They're just... Are you going to tell me like Creel said, oh yeah, you lost your glasses, that's why you don't have them on? I haven't had a good worm bite in a long time. It's weird. Very weird. Let me put a jig head minnow to work and we'll see what's up. Bro, Officer Ortiz is in the house. Skill officer. That's why I came over here, to avoid some of the wind and not have to drive through all that wind. We are in about 12 feet of water. There is a point that comes out behind us with a little bit of a drop. And then we're gonna follow this point, staying a little bit on that drop, staying in the 12 feet or so. And that island right there drops a lot faster. And we'll work either a jerk bait, jig head minnow, a little swim bait, whatever. We'll work them through there. Bro, I got a jig tied on, but it's that black-red jig. I don't have a lot of confidence in the black-red jig. Or red and black jig. That's grass. I gotta remember I'm on 8-pound test. Not the usual 12. A 6-pounder on a chatterbait. That's what's up, dog. Yak out there getting himself some BBLs. Snowing and sleeting. Do I pull off a Darth Vader, bro? Okay. Matt's gonna email me a fish. Snozook, I didn't want to say it, bro, but I guess it spoke for itself right there. I tried to imply that when you said it was too windy, I was like, I don't know about that. I mean, there is a point that it is too windy, but I don't know if you've reached it. David he's succumbed to Black Friday and now Cyber Monday. Let's not forget Giving Tuesday, which these guys are just making up stuff now, but Giving Tuesday, I think there's even like, the moderator would know this better than I would, but there's like a day where you shop local. It may have already passed, maybe like something Saturday, maybe, who knows, but where you're supposed to shop local and help out local community stores and not the big box ones. All right, hold on, guys. We just received an email. I believe it to be from Yak, but hold on a second. That is from Yak. So this one, we'll have to scroll a little bit, guys. So, let's turn this way. My jighead minnow's somewhere on the bottom of the lake right now. But this is Yak's fish right there. In case you didn't see it. Now we get different angles. That's what's up. Okay, now let's see if my jighead minnow still exists. He might be at the bottom of the lake. Hopefully he doesn't have to live there. Yo, what up, old school? I did not hear anything about no Black Friday, anything, dudes. Because I was out on the water. Now, David was our on-the-scenes reporter, but he only brought us, it's like we lost our video connection with him, and we can only get audio from him. It was like he was in an area that had no, it's like a war-torn area or something, and he had to phone in, and that was it, on a satellite phone, and he was sending us messages. But he didn't provide us any images. He said we'd get in trouble. So much so that those images probably made him go to church the following day. So he kept us from having to see them. So that's pretty nice of you, David. Okay. I'm gonna cruise this bank a little bit more. Maybe the bag was nice, bro. And that's what they meant. Maybe they're like, oh, this is a very nice prize bag. You know, like that radio station that had the person, I think it was a radio station, that won Toyota. When the person won, they were all like, hey, where's my Toyota? And then they said, no, it is a toy Yoda. You won a toy Yoda. CX, what's happening? Some nerds, bro. That sounds delicious. I would have just gone to all the people that were in line and I'm gonna be like, yo, you gonna eat those nerds? Mind if I score those nerds from you? Okay, so Matt's emailed me. Now, let me reel in my jighead minnow, bro, because last time I let it go to the bottom, and that wasn't, we're tempting fate right there if I let him go all the way to the bottom. So I gotta take my glove off. All right, Matt, I still have not received anything. We took our glove off for no reason, Matt. Yeah, bro, nerds still are around. Now, it's harder to find the individual packs. It's kind of, you'll find the Nerds Rainbow, which is not as good as like the individual flavors. I think that's basically when all the flavors get mixed together. I mean, it's okay, but here's the thing. This is what I envision is happening. I envision at the Nerd Factory, there's a janitor and he's sweeping up all the nerds that have fallen on the floor or all over the place. And they're like, what are we going to do with all these nerds? And they're like, you know what? Let's just package them as rainbow nerds. So they collect all the random nerds and they say, here you go, guys. This is the rainbow nerd collection. So I don't know that for a fact, but I mean, it's what I assume is happening. Now, if you had like the red, I believe it was cherry and maybe sour apple. Now that's the killer box right there. But you kind of don't see those anymore, or at least I don't. But I haven't eaten processed sugar in quite a while. So pink and purple, bro. That's for chumps. That's the starter pack, bro. Pink and purple, yeah, it's okay. I think that's strawberry and grape. But if you went to the other one, maybe it's strawberry, the green and the red, ooh, dog, that was like cherry and either sour apple or watermelon. Might have been watermelon. I think it was watermelon. Oh, man, that right there, oh, that was the ticket. That was definitely the ticket. And you could argue that it was not as good as the pink and red, but bro, I mean the pink and purple, sorry. But I will disagree with you. I will tell you, the red and green, delicious. Just another little Juan, guys, on the jighead minnow though, running it off that bank. And again, I didn't weigh that one for some reason. I'm not sure that David is very fond of going to church. Steve, that's our second fish. The streak was alive. Thank the good Lord, the streak lived on earlier. We sang it. We did everything we needed to do. Everything that was required. The ceremonial pageantry has already happened. But yeah, bros, red and green, that right there is the combo. You should look for it, guys. Every now and then, I mean, I like to keep them separated, right? I'm not freaking, I forgot who sang that song, but I'm not all like, keep them separated. Hey, blah, 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 blah. Gotta keep them separated. No, that's not, but I'd like them separated because I'd like to taste the nuances of the flavors, right? But every now and then I'd get crazy and I would like shotgun the nerds, and I'd be like, let's just put both. And boom, it was delicious. So you can't lose whether you just consume it from one side, and then when you run out of that, go to the other, or if you consume a little bit of one side, and then you're like, okay, that's pretty good. Now let's go to the other side. All right, that's pretty good too. Or you could do the shotgun method and just both of them at the same time, bro, and just be like, yeah, that's what's up, dog. Watermelon and cherry nerds combo, delicious. Pink and purple, it was okay if that was the only thing they had. But I'll tell you what, bros, if they had that red and green, red and green, that right there, that is how I would have ended up with diabetes. Just eating nerds a day. When it comes to my nerds, I believe in almost pure segregation, but every now and then, bro, it's like, all right, let's try something new. So I'm not going to argue with you on that. Segregation of flavors is usually what I'm about. But every now and then, it's just, I go crazy and I'm like, all right, let's mix this up a little bit. Samuel, what's up? Way to pop in at the right time, Samuel. We're talking about diversity being overrated. But don't worry, Samuel. We're not getting too deep. We are just currently talking about nerds. And we're not talking about the people who know a lot of stuff. We are talking about the nerds candy. The delicious treat that is hard to find nowadays in the double flavored box. And now you can only find that really big box that has the rainbow. I think it's just a mixture of all kinds of nerd flavors. I've never really, you know what? I mean, not that I'm gonna eat processed sugars again, but what I should do is separate all the colors. Then I'm gonna have to have somebody do this for me, but separate them and then see if those colors are actually flavors or if it's just all colors and it's just one same flavor that's being sold. So some flavor, who knows what it is, but a flavor that's being sold to everybody, but it's always the same no matter what color it is. That is what I need to figure out. And it's just for science purposes, of course, scientific purposes. We're talking about Earth cycles. Okay, bro. I know that they call her Mother Earth, but I don't think she has a cycle. Or maybe she does, and that's why sometimes she gets mad and like throws a hurricane at somebody or a tornado at somebody, because Earth's cycle, it just kind of coincided with that. But I don't know, dog. That's just me speculating. She is Mother Earth. Yo, what up, Colin? As you can see, Colin, we are jighead minnowing. Oh, I got Matt's email. Sorry. The flavor could be sweet and sour. I don't know, Doug. I don't know what it is, but like the ones that were cherry and cherry and watermelon, like they sort of. Okay. All right, so Matt, I got an email from you, but it's weird because it said address not found. Your message wasn't delivered to Latin Bass. Oh, it's because you don't know how to spell. So you got LatinBassaSSASSASIN. So if I read this correctly, it is Latin Bassassin. So we're going to need to do a little bit of changing. So if you want to send the picture again, go ahead. Now that you got through, you can send the picture again, and then we will present it to the homies. Colin, if you missed it, Yak caught himself a 6-pounder. All right, bro. Well, safety first. So I advise that you stay driving and disregard sending that email. Sam, I will catch one for you, dog. All right, guys, you guys got to keep me. You got to keep me reminded that I got to catch that one for Sam. All right, guys, let's get one for Sam. Then we'll take a picture with it, and then we'll post it. Just in case he didn't see it. But we got to catch one for Sam. Are we going to do it on the jig head minnow? Maybe. Are we going to do it on the jerkbait? Maybe. Are we going to not do it? That's also a maybe. There's a lot of maybes here. We got till about 11. Till about 1-ish, because adulting must be done. Stupid adulting. Let's do it for Sam, boys. Did Sam not see us catch that one that was just a little while ago? Oh, wait, I think he popped in when we were talking. Was he the one who popped in when we were talking about diversity? Diversity of nerds. I'm gonna have to get some water. Now, let's hope that the one that we catch is not the BBL Plus, because then, pobre Sam, he's not gonna see it. Okay, I'm gonna throw that jerkbait out here real quick. Dang, CX, he's gonna leave us. As quickly as he appeared, CX has left. He will only pop in for a couple minutes here and there. CX, I assume you'll be hitting the road again. If I remember correctly, you said that you are a big rig driver. He'll be listening to it because he will not be told to change the station. And CX, you know, that really stayed with me, bro. That statement right there, because it told me, all right, bro, you're not resonating with a core demographic here. You're losing half the population. If the ladies don't want to hear you yap about something, then you got to start talking about, I don't know, let's start talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce drama or something. Or let's talk about what happened on the Kardashians. Of course, we'd have to watch the Kardashians first. But once we've watched it, I guess we could do a little bit of a recap. Most of the recaps are going to be all like, dude, what is going on in this world? These girls were, I don't even know. We would try and, what we would do is we would take an IQ test before, and then we would take an IQ test after watching the Kardashians and be like, dudes, I went down about 10 points. Easy. I mean, I regained them later on, but the mind numbing caused me to be all like, what did I just watch? These chicks are, what am I watching? Wheels got to spin to make the money. All right, so you see, that's the double-edged sword there, guys, because I'm trying to reach the other demographic and figure it out. You know, like, okay, how can I get a higher percentage of viewers here? And then CX said, bro, I ain't gonna listen to this shad if you're talking about the Kardashians. And then I'm all like, okay, well, I lost CX. How does one win here? So I think we're just gonna have to go with what we've been going with and just do you, player. And we'll just do whatever. There's no rhyme or reason to the broadcast. It's just, we'll talk about whatever pops into the dome, into the chat, whatever's happening in real life. We ain't really structured, but I guess some of that chaos is not appealing to some people, and they're just like, I just can't take this guy. So we're gonna have to, let's flip a coin. Do we want CX to be here, or do we want to go after the other demographic? I mean, if it were my choice, I would say CX, but you know, we haven't tried the other route, talking about Taylor Swift. And now I know if we were just here and we were saying bad things about Taylor Swift, then I might lose an individual who will remain nameless, but I might lose them as well. And I'm not talking about Mr. Creep. There's another individual who doesn't like us talking about Taylor Swift. So we're gonna have to figure out this balance here, because somewhere we're gonna lose people and somewhere we're gonna gain people. It's just life. Let's talk about how we're going to kick. And that is, okay, so that is where we draw the line. We try and avoid the topics that are very, very hot button, like, I don't know, politics and stuff like that. We don't mess with that. This is the place we go to just be dudes. And if there's a lady out there that wants to see how dudes behave out in the wild, well, this is where you find it. Dudes out in the wild. If you ladies want to study how dudes behave in the wild, this is where you go. This is a case study of men being men out in the wild. Now, there is many stuff that happens, but as we gotta try and keep this PG-13, we are not gonna do all the many things. And it's M-A-N-Y and then space M-E-N, I think another N and then Y, because that word doesn't exist. But the many things that we would do, as in things that men do, not M-A-N-Y. That's the trouble with inventing things. It's tough. Do we need a poll? I think we touched that subject as gently as we could there, bro. Let's see if the moderator's there so we can see if we should talk about the Kardashians or not. And Colin, I don't know if you were here yesterday, bro, but I found a sport that I think you would find very entertaining, bro. But I don't think you heard it. I'm not sure when you popped in. I know this is not the name of it, but I refer to it as soccer. Because it is, I think it is MASL, the Major Arena Soccer League. And that, my friend, is the fastest soccer I've ever seen, and also has somewhat like hockey rules where you get power plays, your players just come in and out whenever they want. I mean, I've only seen one game of it, so I don't know all the rules, but it is pretty crazy, bro. And if you kick it out of the playing field and you kick it out in a certain area, then you get penalized for that. It's weird, but I figured that combines both sports that you like, Colin. It combines hockey and soccer, thus making it soccer. And I don't mean whatever that, I assume it's a drink, I don't know. Whatever that drink is, sake. I think that's what that's called. But it is somewhat entertaining. Now, they don't fight, but it's cool. Well, what other moderators do I talk to, moderator? I don't talk to any other moderators. Don't try and set me up like that. I have never spoken to another moderator in my life. As the stash is blind and cannot see, I cannot. Well, this is going to sound weird. He cannot see. Well, we'll just stop at that. I was going to say something, but then I would want to stay out on the water even later, because I would not want to see what was awaiting me when I got off the water. But either way, moderator, can you please put up a poll to see if we should add I don't know how you want to word it, but should we add the Kardashians or things of that nature to the chat, to the discussion on the Rodcast? I mean, because as you guys saw, nerds just naturally popped into the conversation. And then we went down memory lane where people were like, oh yeah, nerds this, nerds that. And then we were talking about diversity and all of the above, right? But should we have a more structured... Now, one thing that I have been toying around with is an advice, or just kind of like a Dear Abby section, but it would be Dear Bassassin. And then you guys just ask a question, and then we just see, can we get to the best outcome of that question? Dear Bassassin, my church handed a collection plate right after saying that something is the reason for the season, and then we would just discuss. Dear Bassassin, how do I get out of Black Friday shopping? You know, stuff like that. Lacrosse is like hockey and... Oh yeah, that is correct. You cannot, as far as I know, bro, you can't check a dude into the boards. But again, I've only seen a little bit of it. I've seen only one game, and it came out... What? And it came out like in the middle of the night, bro. Hey, Rude, you're getting it confused here, bro. We're not doing Dear John letters, because Dear John is when they leave you, dog. Now, CX could have done a Dear John letter to me. He could have been like, Dear Bassassin, I write you this letter with the deepest of sympathies, because I no longer can watch your hours of rambling. Oh, okay, it didn't come off. Mindless rambling. This is for you, Sam. Sam, this is for you, my dog. Sam. Wham bam. You're welcome, Sam. That's for you, Sam. It's not big, but it was a fish, Sam. We did it, Sam. Sam is at work right now, and he asked us to catch this fish for him. Sam, I got you, dog. I got you. What other channel would be all like, you know what, let's get Sam a fish. He requested a fish, and we'll get him a fish. Other channels might get you bigger fish, but Sam, that one's for you, dog. So yeah, so CX would be all like, Dear Bassassin, I write this letter with the deepest of sympathies, because you are no longer gonna be listened to by yours truly, or chatted with by yours truly. I will only be able to pop in every so often. All right, Sam, here you go. Sam, that's for you, dog. That's what's up. Okay. Now, based on Unlimited's response right there, Let's see here. Ah, we got our fish here. There we go. Matt, we got our fish. It has arrived. All right, so based on Unlimited's statement there, I almost want to throw in that some Kardashian talk just because Unlimited put that comment there. But here we go, guys. This is Matt's first fish on forward-facing sonar. It finally arrived to us. Now let's see. There's a second picture with this. Now I don't know what this other fish, if this is the second fish or the same fish. All I can tell you is that this fish, bro, it must have eaten the sun or something along those lines. What kind of bait did you use, bro, that I see the soul of that fish escaping its body? That's what I assume is in the background right there, bro. First one, see, here we go. If I would just read. First one is my first forward-facing sonar and a bonus 3-pounder. Okay. Maybe if a dude would just read. You know what, Matt? That's on me. I didn't read. So, oops. So I didn't read, dog. My bad, Matt. I'll pay more attention. Probably not, but I will. You see, guys, that's the tie-in. The Kardashians have big old fish lips. And they may have been the inspiration to BBLs. So I don't know, guys. The Kardashians seem to have more to do with this channel than we would like to admit. Huh? Unlimited? You better be careful, bro. Because next thing you know, Kim Kardashian's gonna be on the show and she'll be like, "Hey, Unlimited, hi, I'd like to smile. I mean, I'm smiling right now, but it kind of looks like I'm not because, I don't know, allegedly I have Botox that doesn't let me have facial emotions. And also, Jason said that I can't fake smile. And I'm not really enjoying myself out here because it's cold and terrible. And I want to go back to land. So I'm fake smiling, but I can't because Jason told me I can't. So, yeah. Hi, Unlimited. At that time, she'll call you Unlimited, and then I'll tell her, actually, his name is Limited because Avato is still in trouble. She'll be like, what did he do? Like, you don't want to know. Avato, he's tripping. He's out there tripping. No, bruh. The moderator knows that Kardashians are, I mean, they're not my favorite people. They're kind of, ever since they talked about getting a Kanye-rism, I was all like, whoa, why are you tripping on my boy Ye? Huh? You out here saying yay gave you a Kanye-rism? Whoo! You better relax with that. So, you know, she would know that it would only be because the extent that I would go just to make Unlimited uncomfortable or be like, oh, this son of a gun. That's the only reason they would be here, bro. And it would actually be kind of annoying to me because I'm going to have to be like, hold on. You tangled up your line again? Oh, my God. And I'm like, oh, which bait did you lose? Are you freaking kidding me? It'd be like, oh, you broke a nail? These ladies. These ladies. So it'd be a situation like that, bro, where I would only be doing it, even though it was causing me a problem, I would only do it because Unlimited would be all like, oh, you son of a gun. So I would, apparently in that situation, cut my nose to spite off, or spite my face, cut off my nose to spite my face, whatever that saying is. All right, so now these guys are talking about their best presents. We've gone past, they're trying to get me past the Kardashians, but they're working with Unlimited, and I'm not gonna get past it, bro. I think I would keep fishing, and like after 30 minutes of fishing, she would start fake crying, and I'd be like, bro, you look kind of weird. You okay? I'm not doing great. I want to go back. Which leads me to a question. If a person wants to go back on a fishing trip, but the person that's driving the boat wants to keep fishing, does that constitute kidnapping? Because this is the only way to get back to wherever we came from. Though they could leave if they wanted to at any moment. They would just have to swim. So I think in the court of law, you could be all like, all right, they had the ability to get away. They just chose not to. Well, that's very iffy there. I don't know. I think a good lawyer could argue it in either direction. A good lawyer could say, well, he was kidnapped because he couldn't leave. I mean, he could leave, and you could say that about any kidnapped person, that they could leave. There was nothing restraining him except for the physical barrier of dying when they went into the water and froze to death or drowning. So technically they were restrained. I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. All I'm saying is that if anybody comes on this boat, well, good luck. Because it is going to be a ride. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can swim. They did the verbal waiver to fish all day. It was all like, you know, we're going to fish potentially from sun up to sundown. You know that, right? Now, what was my best present All right, guys, even though I haven't drank any water, and I said I was going to drink some water. So, my best present. Now, don't ask me why, but this one, and I've had multiple presents throughout my childhood. In fact, I still believe that I'm living my childhood right now, because for one to grow up is a total mistake. Now, you must have to do grown-up things. That is just life. We all have to do grown-up things, you know, adulting and stuff. Not adultering, but adulting, as in doing adult stuff. But, what do you call it? This gift that sticks in my mind. Now, remember, I did not have, as I was growing up, my parents weren't balling. They weren't all like, yo, mijo, what do you want? Pick it all, whatever. You don't even have to choose between one or the other. Just everything, whatever you want, we'll take the store. No. My parents were hardworking, and they gave us everything we needed. So, respect to them. But I remember this one, and I mean, dude, I've received multiple gifts, but this one time, and I don't even think I asked for it, but I have a godmother. She's essentially my fairy godmother, but in actual life, she is my godmother. So, I had a godmother who got me this gift. Now, she's also given me multiple gifts, and they've all been, you know, like cool gifts and whatever. I mean, she even gave me one time, I don't know, maybe a Sega Genesis or something like that. Yeah, she gave me a Sega Genesis. But that's not the gift that sticks in my mind. The gift that I remember was, I opened up this small box, and initially I'm all like, what is this? Because I'm expecting like a big box or whatever. And this is when I was, I don't know, maybe like 13 or something, right? So as an ungrateful kid, I'm expecting like a big old box, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be the Christmas, a magical Christmas as soon as I get this big box and open it up and see what's in there, right? So I was thinking that, right? So when I saw it, initially I was like, what is this little box that you just gave me? So what is this little box that you gave me? I just had to read the chat real quick, guys. And I was all sad. I was like, what the heck? This is going to be the worst Christmas. Because again, ungrateful little twerp, right? But then when I opened it, bros, inside this little box was this. And keep in mind, I mean, even to this day, I don't have much of anything adorning my body, right? But, what do you call it? When I opened it up, it was this Mickey Mouse watch. And I'm not talking about like it was Mickey Mouse as in not good. You know what I'm saying? Because that is a phrase that is used. Mickey Mouse, this and that, right? But this was a Mickey Mouse watch. Now, it means nothing to anybody because it's like, oh, cool. You could tell time. Who cares? But no, this Mickey Mouse watch was the first of any kind of either, I mean, it had a band that was rubber or whatever, some kind of type of, I don't know. It was just a band. It wasn't a leather band. It had Mickey Mouse. He was right there. And then his arms would do this, you know, like however. I mean, dude was extremely flexible because his arm would go all the way around like that, bro. And I was like, dang, bro, this guy had that. But that's not what amazed me. It had glow-in-the-dark arms and stuff, so I could tell the time and you know, like in the dark, I could wake up in the night and be all like, when is the sun coming up? Because these cucuys, they won't leave me alone. So I would be able to tell how long I had to avoid these monsters The monsters are under my bed. So I would have to avoid them, and I knew how long. But that watch right there, I don't know why, but that watch right there, even though I don't know where it is, somewhere, I don't think it exists anymore, at least not in my possession. But the band, it eventually broke, and I don't know where that watch is. If I could find that watch, bros, that would be a core memory that I would just be all like, bro, that was awesome that I found that watch again. But I don't think I can find it. I don't know where it is. Potentially, maybe my parents have it. I don't know. But that watch, I don't know what it did, bro, but it just kind of, because when I went to school, I was, oh yeah, watch. Of course, tell anybody my watch be, you know, pointing at stuff. I'd be all like, hey, look at that, bro. Or I'd be like pointing at a paper, and I'd be like, oh yeah, the answer to this is blah, blah, blah. And it was probably the wrong answer, but I just wanted to say something so that people could look at my watch and be all like, oh, nice watch. And I'd be like, oh, thank you. Thank you very much. That's my Mickey Mouse watch. And that right there, I don't know why, that watch, it's stuck in the core memory, and that gift is the one that I will remember. Big Chico's going snook fishing. That's what's up. Yes, Nazook, I don't know where it is, dog. Potentially, my mom or somebody might have it. I don't know. I don't know where it went, bro. But, I mean, that's just to show you guys, like, I went from an ungrateful little turd wanting, like, a huge box. Like, hey, where is my huge box of whatever? And then finding that little box and opening it, and just, it was just something different. And I was like, dang, I didn't even know I needed a watch. But now I need a watch. And I haven't, like, I don't really have any jewelry or anything. It's just, like, I don't know. Okay, let's check out this Kardashian. Status quo, diversify the chat. Oh, thanks, Nazook. And like I said, that's my godmother. She's my, essentially, real life fairy godmother. Because when you are in a house of 7 children, I'm talking about, that is a full house. And she would, there were stints where I would live with her. I would live with her at her house for a while. What am I getting? That must be grass right there. Yep, sure as shad. I would live with her for a while I mean, for various reasons, because some of the reasons were I was a little turd. And my mom was all like, you can have him because he sucks. And I'll be all like, oh, so I suck, huh? And now as I'm older, I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. I sure did suck. So my fairy godmother right there would separate me from the situation, or allow me to go somewhere where maybe I sucked less. But remember, guys, I was under the influence of, in fact, this is all coming together, guys. I was under the influence of my brother that you've met. So potentially, as I was younger, as most children do, though I will accept responsibility for my stupidities, as most children do, they look up to their big brother. And I think I was hanging out with him, looking up to him, and sort of maybe mimicking some of his stupidities. And then my mom was all like, okay, you suck and you suck. So you guys together super suck. And then she was all like, get rid of this guy because there's hope for him. And then my aunt got me and she separated me from the situation where I was allowed to suck less in a different situation. So thus my fairy godmother had saved me. What the? Okay, so we gotta leave them out, I guess. HCB, have we caught any fish, bro? I don't know, Doc. Unlimited, are you talking to me if my dad was at camp? Because my dad was thankfully never in camp. Any definition of that camp. We were just, you know, my dad was doing some work and my mom was raising animals. Now, she wasn't intending to raise animals, but there were so many of them that, you know, it was like raising animals. All right, I'm gonna do one little pass here and then I'm gonna cruise that bank. I'm gonna throw a chatterbait. It's getting close to one. But we have kept the streak alive. CX, did you say this was the last day that you were going to be able to be in the chat, or did you say that you were eventually going to leave the chat because we talked about the Kardashians? So that's a no fish. Can you describe what these fish look like, bro? Just so I can make sure we're talking about the same thing. I feel like we ripped you off here, CX, because it's the last day that you're gonna be able to be chilling, but yet we have to go do some adulting. Pobre CX. My deepest apologies there, CX. And you see, again, that is a Dear John letter right there. CX is all like, bro, I'll see you on the flip side. Actually, it's probably better that we get off sometime soon because it's getting cold. The wind has turned. We talked about there being no wind, and now there's wind. Oh, yeah. Oh, easy, bro. David, we can always talk about college football playoffs. That's not a problem. Now, the question is, who will be in the college football playoffs. Now, I'm telling you right now, guys, if they put Texas in, I am going to be a little bit mad. Even though Texas is my team, I feel like they are not deserving. Yes, they won, blah, 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 this, that, and the other, but they are not deserving because they have a 3-loss record. There are teams that have a 2-loss record that are more deserving. We are now throwing Don's chatterbait out here over the top of this point. I have to put my mask back on because my ear is talking to me. Usually my ears don't talk to me. They let me hear other people that are talking to me, but not themselves saying, "Hey, bruh, you know, it's kind of cold out here." You know, just the usual, Amanda. We're trying to see about diversifying. We're trying to see about diversifying the content that the Rodcast brings. Do we talk about just random stuff, or do we start watching the Kardashians? I mean, we might even talk about starting a book club. You know what I'm saying? I'll have the moderator read me a book, and I'll be like, all right, guys, we're going to start off with The Cat in the Hat, and then we'll see what messages we find in The Cat in the Hat. You know, that fish, it's fish related. There's a goldfish in there, I think. And I think that fool's always like, don't be doing that. And they just do whatever they want. So, you know. And the streak is still alive. Well, CX, we do appreciate that. It is, again, not necessary, CX, but it is much appreciated. Oh, what up? CX, we appreciate that. CX is out here playing Uno with us as he dropped us a super sticker, I believe. Uno style. Hopefully he doesn't do a reverse, skip a turn, or whatever the cards are in Uno, as I have not played that in quite a long time. Bro, who turned on? Now, I told you, Unlimited, to lower your air conditioning because it is affecting the temperature out here. What's your deal, bro? It's almost like you turned the air conditioner up. Wait, hold on. Maybe I told you incorrectly, bro. Because if I told you to turn down the air conditioning, then you might have been all like, oh, he wants it colder. But I meant turn it up, bro. Like turn up the temp. That's what I meant, bro. Now, thankfully, we haven't had to get to the point where we utilize our jacket just yet, because we're able to survive as is. But there will be a point where we will have to use our jacket, and at that point in time, it's going to be all like, uh-oh, it's cold. I'm going to throw this jig head minnow as we're cruising. Will we catch anything off of it? Maybe. Maybe not. We're going to go to this bank right in front of me. I didn't feel like I needed to turn the main motor on to get there. I mean, we do talk about different things. It's just, we're trying to figure out if we need to come with a more structured situation, like, oh, it's the 10 o'clock hour. You know what that is. It is the advice hour, the Rodcast advice hour. Please drop your questions in the chat or whatever it is. I mean, it can't be like time-wise, because then that would mean I would have to be on the water all the time at the same time. But that is not going to happen because of different reasons. Weather, adulting, blah, blah, blah. Laziness, watching football all night. There's different reasons. So I only fished one section of that island, bro, because on the other side of that island, it's more flat. But I mean, maybe that's a mistake on my part. But I mean, I tell you, bro, I'm only human after all. Blah, 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 blah. So I didn't go all the way to the other side. I was like, whatever. We caught Sam a fish right there. Never forget, Sam, we got you. Yes, like having different radio segments where it's more structured. But I mean, to me, I prefer just chaos. Chaos is what I thrive in. So we just go with what's presented to us, and then we go off on our tangents. That's what I prefer. But what I prefer and what other people prefer are two different things. They're two different things. Like, some people would prefer me to work this bank with a certain lure, and then I'd prefer to work it with another lure. Or the conditions might prefer for me to work it with another lure. So, you know, to each their own. We are going to work this with a chatterbait so that we can move kind of quickly, because we need to get off the water. We have to get off at about a 1-ish. We are going to throw Don's chatterbait. Well, that's what I'm saying, dog. It seems like there cannot be structure, because let's say Yak catches a fish or Matt catches a fish and they send it in. I can't put it as like, yo, Matt, this is not the fish submission hour, bro. you need to only submit fish pictures during whatever. Nah, bro, it's like, all right, this is the time you guys can watch. This is the time you guys can see. All right, you got a fish. Let's see it. Let's show it. So, I mean, this is a live show with live results, be they good or bad. Live animals. So I can't really make them do what I want, when I want, and how I want. But we can try. Weather is a factor. We're not indoors. Life is a factor. Just all kinds of different ways. Matt just gave me a few false alarms. What are you talking about, dog? If you gave me some kind of false alarm, then it's not too bad, bro, because I didn't even... What the heck was that? I don't know if that was a fish or grass. Based on this little bit of grass on my hook, I'm going to say it was grass, but potentially it wasn't. But what are you talking about, dog? Because you can't give me false alarms if I wasn't alarmed in the first place. Are you suggesting that the segment be called 2 hours in the tea? Because most of the time, whatever happened yesterday, I just remember as I'm fishing and I'm all like, oh yeah, guys, I saw this. And we go from there. And sometimes they're winners and sometimes they're losers. Sometimes we get no response. And sometimes we chat about that for the next 3 days. It just all depends. Oh, you're talking about the email false alarm, I believe. Where you made me go check it, but there was no picture. What's all good, dog? Maybe I should have had an easier email address, bro. An easier name. Like Latin dude or Latin guy or Latin caster or maybe not even Latin, maybe just LA at gmail.com, and then it'll be easier. Because when I tell people, yo, I'm the Latin Bass Assassin, what's up, what's happening? And then they're all like, okay, cool. That's the Latin Bass Assassin. And I'm like, no, guys, it is Latin Bass Assassin, as in one word, not two words. I am not the Bass Assassin. I am Latin Bass Assassin. And so I think that causes a little bit of misunderstanding between me and people that I'm talking to. Maybe I have a thick accent and they're all like, what'd he say? I don't know, he said it in Spanish. I'll be like, no, that was English. It may not have been the best enunciation, but it was English, or at least an attempt to be English. LA fish chingle dingle. What the heck? What are we talking about here? We're talking about chingle dingles, and that could be anything. Yo, Creel, I don't want to talk about the Kardashians. I do not. Unlimited was talking about how, you know, he's just got a sweet spot for him. You know? How they make him feel. Oh, now Matt wants to fight. He wants everybody to fight. Bro, that's like calling up Crips or Bloods, dog. Matt's out here saying MLF or Bassmaster. Vato. There's going to be some chingazos. The chat is going to start picking sides. Are you blood or cuz, homie? Well, I fished them both. I fished the Bassmaster side and I fished the the MLF side. So initially I was Bassmaster, but seeing as how MLF has like tournaments that are more in this area, then MLF seemed to be more convenient than Bassmaster. But I think Bassmaster has some rule that you got to fish all 9 of the opens or something like that in order to qualify for a shot at the Classic or at the Elites, whatever the case is. But that's just too much, bro. 9 events, and they're like maybe, let's just say, slightly under 2 G's each. So that's 18 G's. Plus, you got to cruise all over the place. Oh, bro, that's a lot of feria right there. That's like 3 puntos versus Vatos Locos, bro. And I'm gonna go with Vatos Locos every time. But I do like the weighing and releasing format, though it does not make for good. Like when you're at the Red Crest, it's not the same as the Bassmaster Classic, because they come in, they weigh them, and then they're like, oh yeah, they give you approximate weights, right? And I'm not sure where they get those approximate weights from, but they give you approximate weights in the Classic, so you're like, oh, these guys are close, whatever, blah blah blah. But lately they've been just butt whoopings, so like somebody just breaks away and there's no real like pageantry. Well, not pageantry, but no suspense. It's like, oh, this guy just whooped everybody's butt. But like if you go to the Red Crest, you don't wonder, oh man, I wonder what place this person's going to come out in, because you know. So all they do is they bring the people onto the stage, and that's not as let's say entertaining as it would be if you brought people to the stage not knowing what their actual weight, or what place they were going to come out in. And that's just one rambling cold fisherman's opinion. So other people could have other opinions of the whole situation. Now, I know for fish safety and whatever, it makes sense to do it the way that MLF does. So there are pros and cons to either situation. Oh, almost time to shut her down. Let's see. Hey. Oh, he is correct. Grandmaster looking out for the homie. Much appreciated. That is true. You got to get out there and catch them. You don't just get your 5 and then see what's up after that. So there are differences, but it depends on what kind of show, what kind of tournament you're trying to present at the end. Because I'm telling you, bro, it was not, I've been to the Classic and the Red Crest, and it was not as elaborate, we'll call it, in Red Crest. And maybe that's good. Who knows? Maybe it's all like, yeah, you won. Okay, let's go home. But when you go to the Classic, you're sitting down in the seat in the stadium. They're bringing in trucks and they're doing this and that. The heck was that? That felt very, very almost bitey, but how? Okay. So it's a different feel. People come in their vehicles and whatever. I think the last Red Crest that's got to be grass, bro. Or else that's a tough fish. That's a second fish that's done something to me out there. But I'm sure it's grass. I'm sure about 75% that was grass. Okay? 65% now. Because there was no grass. Creel's out of here. Yo, peace out, Creel. Okay, so this right there is an example of when it gets super chaotic. So Creel's leaving. All right, everybody said later to Creel. And then we're talking about, Matt's talking about he met Connell. And then all of a sudden, Snozook comes out with, hey, bro, I like to take G.I. Joes and blow them up with fireworks. So, that's just the goodness of the rodcast. Yo, peace out, Colin. Ah, man. Was that a fish? There was 2 times that I thought I got hit out there. Tomorrow we're going to start off with, if we're throwing a jerkbait, we're going to start off with the Lucky Craft. The Lucky Craft is slightly smaller than this, and I have the utmost confidence in that bait. That bait is a killer. Might have been grass. And I feel like that bait will suspend. These are kind of either suspending or falling, one or the other. Okay, so maybe it was a bite and I just missed it. I don't think this guy's big, but yeah, he's all right. Relax, dog. Come in the boat with us. Be my homie. He's all right. I believe this to be a little Juan. He's all right. It was 2 potential bites that I missed over there. I don't know. Let's see. This is going to be a little Juan. Put a little Juan right here. This right here is a little Juan. Oh, Washalo. Man, we should have gave this one to Sam. Sam, this one's for you, dog. Forget about that other one. Now, a smart guy would go out on that fish and be all like, all right, guys, see you tomorrow. That's good TV. Let's just leave it at that. Yay, we caught the fish. Let's get out of here. But a true fisherman will throw a couple of times just to test the waters and make sure that that guy was not alone. But a smart guy would have stopped already and be like, all right, guys, that's the show. Have a good one. That fish weighed. All right, Matt's meeting all the homies. Okay, so that fish weighed 2 pounds, 7 ounces. Dang it. What were those 2 other unknown possible but maybe not bites? All right, we will throw 4 more jerkbait casts to this area and then we will call it. Because adulting we will go, adulting we will go. Hi-ho, the dairy-o, adulting we will go. Now, CX, as you are driving down the roads of America and you need the motivation to hit the road, Jack, I want you to play this in your head, bro. I want it to be, adulting we will go, adulting we will go. Hi-ho, the dairy-o, adulting we will go. Now, make sure that you enunciate, bro, because I don't feel comfortable referring to her as your old lady. But I don't want your significant other to hear you saying, adulting we will go, and thinking that you are saying something other than adulting, bro. All we mean is doing adult stuff. So, do not go out there and say the word or sing the song, but not sing it out loud and correct, because you will get in trouble. And you will, well, I assume you would get in trouble. Who did that? I assume you would get in trouble. I don't know about that. So, tread lightly, my friend. Tread lightly. I gotta catch up to him, bro. He's gone. Dang it! All right, guys. I was one-handing. I was reading the chat. Okay, so I ended up missing one right there, guys. But it's all for the game. You know what I'm saying? It's all for the love of the game. You gotta... You're gonna miss some. You're gonna catch some. Do not bring up the G.I. Joe story, bro. How courteous of you, Snizook, to try and define a lot lizard for everyone. I mean, bro, you need to put that on, like, your resume. I am out here informing people of definitions of certain terms. It's very selfless of you. Dude, that is potentially 2 or 3 fish that we've missed here. But who's counting? That's what I'm saying, bro. What the heck? Ollies will cut the cast off at the knees? What are you talking about, bro? And here we go. The magic word has been said, and Jason in Michigan has been unleashed on the chat. Yo, Steve, I have to be well aware of my surroundings, so when I toss my phone, I have to know where I'm tossing my phone to. It's a skill that I seem to have picked up from who knows where. Sometimes the phone's got to take a dive. But that time, it was too late. We at least got an otter box on it, bro. So when it gets tossed onto the boat, it doesn't really just land on the glass or anything. It just it bounces around. It's for dramatic effect, bro. I could calmly put the phone down, but instead I gotta whoop-ah. That's the go-to move, dog. All right, has anybody been counting my casts? Because I thought I said I only had like 4 or 5 casts here left. But I guess nobody's been counting, so let's check what the watch says. Ay, Dios mío. The watch says you are down to 3 casts. Here we go. This is one of 3. Come on, baby. And of course, it resets if we catch a fish. Just the rules of fishing. I didn't make them up. I just live by them. You know what I'm saying? I was given this world. I didn't make it. Now, guys, anytime anytime your chick is telling you something, basically that's a get out of jail free card right there. You're just all like, yo, I was given this world. I didn't make it. So just try it. But first, try it with something simple. Do not try it with, like, you did something like end of the world type situation, and then you're all like, oh, I was given this world. I didn't make it. And then I'll be like, dude, that's what you get. You got to first try it. Try it out. See what happens. It will turn into a kersplash. Cuba, Jason. Okay. Well, let's hope that it doesn't turn into a kersplash. If, Steve, you saw my short where my phone went flying, now that just got lucky, bro. That one was where I got the luckiest when my phone went flying. It was on the front pedestal. And, bro, that one, I was lucky that I had the camera set up because it knocked the phone down and saved it from flying off the boat. But other than that, bro, we haven't been that close. So we walked that fine line of chaos, controlled chaos, and tossing our phone on the floor is one of those controlled chaos moments. We have to tend to the chat, but we also have to tend to the fish. And those two tend to collide every now and then. And the only way to remedy that is to yes, Matt, Snizook is correct. But it was only one, bro. It was only one, but let me put it to you this way, bro. I've been in movies, I've been in tournaments, but yet I stand before you here. So you can tell how well I did in both of those. If I stand before you here on the Rodcast and not in either one of those. Let the record show. But maybe this is like an indie production here. I'm like, yo, let's go solo, see what happens. Okay, so those fish I caught were over there. I'm going to leave them here for tomorrow, guys. One more cast, and then I'm going to leave those guys here for tomorrow. We'll start off here. I don't know at what time, but we'll start off here, and I don't know how long we will be fishing because we're going to have to see. There is a potential for rain, a potential for cold. It's going to get cold. Who knows, bros? All I know is that the water temp right now is at 55 degrees. And I have not got a single drink of water. I swear to you, this winter will dehydrate me. In the summer, I drink so much water. But that makes sense to me because I'm all like, yo, bro, we're going to die. We're sweating like crazy. We're going to die. Here, I'm all like, bro, the water is so cold. Leave it outside the body. Yo, Pesca, what's happening? You see, guys, that is how the game telephone works. So I'm just gonna do one more cast with a jighead minnow, because I want to explain this before I leave. That is how the game telephone works. Somebody tells you one thing, and by the time you get to the end of whatever, it is totally different. Now, Snozook had half the information right. Yes, I was in a movie. Yes, that is correct. Now, was in a movie is very, I mean, by definition, it is correct. But what kind of a part I played, how big of a role, I mean, minuscule. I mean, almost irrelevant. I mean, definitely irrelevant. But either way, Snozook then said that I told Mel Gibson hi, which he is correct in half of his story. But I did not talk to Mel Gibson, bro. I've never met Mel Gibson in my life. It was not Mel Gibson, bro. It was Bruce Willis, bro. Not Mel Gibson. So I had to correct the record there, because then people would be all like, hey, bro, he's met Mel Gibson. He's going to be in the next Passion. No, bro, I am not. That was not Mel Gibson that I met. It was Bruce Willis. These guys spreading rumors. Matt's going to go around and he's going to be like, hey, bros, did you know I just sent... after I figured out how to spell his name correctly, I sent an email to this dude who met Mel Gibson, but that's not true, dog. We always keep it real on the Rodcast. It is not Mel Gibson who we met. It was Bruce Willis, who, even if I met him, bro, only, and not because of his ailments that he's suffering from, but mainly because I'm nobody. I'm the only one who remembered that, bro. Bruce Willis did not. He was just saying what's up to some vato sitting right there, waiting to be an extra. So, that is the way the story went. In fact, I could even, because there's another part to the story prior to that where I didn't show up in a movie, and I could spin it and say, oh, it's because I turned it down, which technically I did, but that's not really what happened. You see how spinning can be done? But we will get to that tomorrow, guys, because at this point in time, the Rodcast must go to adulting mode. Adulting mode activated. Gotta go do some adulting. It's dumb, but that's the way life works. Life requires some adulting. So, we will see you guys tomorrow, God willing, weather permitting, and we will try and continue the streak. I will. And maybe lose a little bit of weight, because that was a little hard to bend down. But it's really our covers, guys. It's not us. It's always something else. Okay. Scale. Phone. Woo. Camera. Let's see what the chat said. There's some water under you. Oh, I'm not drinking that one, bro, though it might be warmer. Yo, peace out, Amanda. Didn't see that. Sorry about that. It is definitely cold. Not in Mike. That's the movie I turned down, bro, because it took me back to my retired days, my retired string days, and that's another rodcast. Hold on, guys. I'm barely catching up with the chat. My glove is not letting me. So it was not the Fifth Element. Multi-pass. I do not see dead people, guys, because that would be troubling. I would not like that. Peace out, Steve. I'm a little behind in the chat. Ah, thank you, Rabbit, for popping in and allowing and informing people of, I don't know what, some kind of 1v1. Three-hour drive. Oh, dude, that's a little bit of a cruise. Headed to Green Bay. Be safe out there. CX. Hey, CX, are you an ice road trucker, bro? Because I've seen that show and it seems pretty crazy. That's just a little hop skip trip, bro. I mean, I'm no trucker, but you know, I've gone on a couple of 24-hour cruises, but not on the daily, dog. Now, don't tell anybody, but I may have driven for like 20 hours or more. I don't remember, but don't tell anybody because it may or may not have happened. Allegedly. Yo, peace out, Pescando. Hope you have a good day, player. All right, guys. Okay. All right. I'm going to reach over and maybe grab this thing. My dudes. Let me go get the truck. I will leave you guys with some Guntersville jams, as we always do about this time. That was allegedly rude. Allegedly. Allegedly somebody has done that. Yo, Yak, nice fish, player. I will holler at you. Mañana, I guess, God willing, weather permitting. Oh, yeah, guys, what's up with that Lane Kiffin leaving to LSU?
Single cast got that killer whip. Guntersville waves like a beat that slap. Fish don't know they caught in my traps. Cameras rolling, YouTube live. Click that stream, watch me thrive. Ice fishing live. It's a vibe. I'm the Latin boss. I'm the Latin boss. Every single day, silver keeps flashing. Ice fishing live, you can't deny. Reeling in dreams under Guntersville sky. They say the lake's a mirror, I see a king. Ripples in the water, hear my anthem sing. Silver's my stage, fish my crowd. Catching big bites, make my mama proud. Every hook's a promise, every reel's a prayer. I'm the Latin by assassin, legend out there. Haters in the comments, man, they just watch while I'm out here reeling in bites non-stop. Her trees so tall, but the fish ain't waiting. They answer the call. Hook the BBL mid-flow. Oh man, legends don't plan, they just understand. Out on the lake with the water so still, the reel sings a tune and I'm chasing the fair game. Because I'm all about slow baits, no troubles. Drag it nice and easy, keep it subtle, no rebels. Out here on Guntersville, where the big ones settle, reeling in the giants on my fishing level. You think it's luck, not skill in my veins, rod in my hand like a queen with the reins. The splash, the pull, it's a sweet refrain. 'Cause I'm all about slow baits, no trouble. All about that patience, no rush, no devils. All about big bags lurking in the shadows. Yeah, I'm all about slow baits, no trouble. Casting in the sunrise feels like a dream. Water's glass is smooth like a mirror, clean. The line goes tight, it's a fighting theme. Every cast a gamble, but I'm on the winning team. Let it sing, let it dance, feel the current sway, slow and steady. Winds that they can't look away, hooks and hearts race, pulling bees from the bay. 'Cause I'm all about slow baits, no trouble. All about that patience, no rush, no devils. All about big bags lurking in the shadows. Yeah, I'm all about slow baits, no trouble. In the arms of the angler, cast away from here. From this dark
All right, dude. So let's see what the chat is up to.
place that you feel.
Yo, CX, are you still in the hood? CX, are you still in the hood? CX, I just realized something, bro. You could help expand my my audience if you just go out there and you're on your CB, bro, and you're all like, yo, breaker, this is blah blah blah, this whatever your handle is, bro. Maybe it's CX out there, right? Yo, breaker, this is CX. Are you seeing any Smokies or whatever the case may be? And then they're all like, nah, Smokies is clear for the next 10 mics or whatever however you guys talk, right? I'm not a trucker, so I don't know. I'm just making this stuff up as I go. Basically how I do everything in life. So then you're there and you're like, yo, breaker. In case you guys are severely bored, there is this vato talking about some kind of fishing stuff and craziness all mixed together. So breaker, holla at your boy, enjoy. Tune in and enjoy. There you go. That's all you gotta say, bro. You gotta breaker, tune in and enjoy. And then they're gonna pop in and then they're gonna be all like, yo, CX sent us here. And I'll be like, oh, the network of truckers has expanded. And next thing you know, bro, it'll be nationwide. These guys will be all like, yeah, bro, I listened to this vato. He rambles on for hours. You know how we do. But it kills time and it kills the miles. So my dudes, hopefully it also brings some smiles. Either way, guys, I will see you guys. The truckers like to talk a lot of shad. Well, bro, we'll try and tame it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. The truckers might come in and be like, you suck. And I'll be like, cool, thanks, bro. Either way, we roll with the punches. We'll figure it out as we go. But my dudes, I will see you guys tomorrow. Assuming, God willing, weather permitting, we will hit it up tomorrow. CX, hope you stay safe out on the open road. And thanks for cruising those roads for us. Fish around and find out.